What's going on, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV. As you may or may not know, in this series, Epic Variant Reviews, we're going through each of the epic variants in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and we're discussing their usefulness and value. So we're going through the traits, we're deciding what's positive, what's negative. We're talking about the secret traits on some of these weapons because a lot of these variants have transparency issues. There's things happening to them that you are not aware of. We're also talking about the aesthetic of the weapon, what the weapon looks like, if it's an improvement on the original. But most of all, on top of all of this, we're talking about if these weapons are worth it. Should you spend 4,000 salvage on them? Should you wait for them in supply drops, or should you leave them alone altogether? Now, in today's video, I have a very special variant to cover, and I'm going to have to provide some backstory on this weapon before we get into the official review because there has been so much commotion in the community about this weapon recently. So this weapon is the Hailstorm Thunder. So the Hailstorm Thunder was added to the game as a brand new epic weapon in the Quartermaster update on December 6th. There was 3 new epic weapons added. This was one of them, and I got super pumped right away. Renman and I started looking at what variants we could purchase of the 3 epics. I've already covered one of them. It will be linked in the description down below and card in the top right corner. This was the next one. So Renman purchased this one. We were good to go. I was going to cover it at some point this week. I wasn't in a huge hurry to get to it because it wasn't a gun that I didn't think would be too popular. I was like, okay, well, I can wait. I can do this other one that I already had planned, and we'll do this one a little bit later. And then all of this craziness happened, and almost everybody got this gun for free, and then there was this glitch in the game. So basically, here's what happened. There's this new loyalty program through Infinite Warfare. So if you have played Black Ops 3, you instantly get the Hailstorm Thunder for free. You don't have to put 4,000 salvage on it. You don't have to find it in a supply drop. It is just given to you. It unlocks in the armory, and you can use it. But the thing is, when we were able to use it yesterday, we weren't actually able to use it because it glitched the game and it was still only available at level 48. I think they fixed it now, but I'm honestly not sure if they're going to fix it again because now it seems like it's broken in a different way. But when I went onto Redman's account to get a gameplay because he had permanently unlocked this thing, or he had used his 4,000 salvage on this weapon, I went over there to get a gameplay and I started playing on his account and I spawned in with this weapon. But when I spawned in with it, I was totally able to put it on my class. I spawned in with it and I had fists, and I was like, okay, well, there's something broken here. I made like 6 or 7 different classes and I tried out all different forms of the Hailstorm, all different forms of other weapons, and I concluded that the Hailstorm was broken. Ever since they added in this new loyalty program weapon, which I found out later, the Hailstorm was not able to be used on any class until you were level 48, and that was actually broken because apparently the Hailstorm is supposed to be permanently unlocked for everybody from this point out, as long as what I'm seeing from now on is believable. I mean, it's kind of strange because the weapon was always unlocked at level 48, but now it's just always unlocked as of the most recent update, which just happened today, fixing the Hailstorm glitch. "Quote unquote," fixing the Hailstorm glitch. The entire weapon and all of its variants are completely usable at any level. So apparently the Hailstorm just unlocks at level 1 now or something like that. I'm really not sure what's going on. I think they might put it back so that you have to hit level 48 before you can use this variant or use this weapon, but I'm honestly not sure anymore, guys. It's just such a, for lack of a better word, clusterfuck. Like the way that this weapon got added to the game and how it glitched the game, and some people were able to use it because they were above level 48, and everyone said, I have it unlocked, but I can't use it. What's going on? I did a live stream last night because I wanted to grind up to level 48 so I could equip it and then make this video. We only got to about 35, I believe, but I grinded my ass off playing all night long, 10-hour long stream, the longest live stream on my channel. Finally got this weapon finally got to level 35. I was going to get this weapon unlocked today, but then this update happened and it just gave it to me for free, so that was like 10 hours wasted, and I was like, well, I had all these people on my stream asking me like, what's the deal with the Hailstorm? I don't know how to... Well, that's the deal with the Hailstorm. They just screwed up somehow, and now it's just completely available. Anybody can use it. So let's get into this review so you guys know how to use it and what the weapon is really all about, if it's actually worth it. Because now that you have this weapon permanently unlocked, now that you have the base Hailstorm permanently unlocked, you might actually want to use the base over the Hailstorm Thunder in certain circumstances. So let's jump into this review. I am so glad that the Hailstorm Thunder is permanently unlocked and that I don't have to spend 4,000 salvage on it, because it's totally not worth 4,000 salvage. It's not worth it if you did not play Black Ops 3, if you're not a loyalty customer and you have to actually purchase this thing for 4,000 salvage, or you have to try and get it in a supply drop. I would just recommend just don't even go for it, because it's not worth it. Go for the ordnance. It's way, way better. I have not covered the ordnance yet, but I have had experience with it in game. Redman actually has that one, and we have tested it out, and it is orders of magnitude better than this. It is just amazing. This weapon really doesn't change much about the base Hailstorm. So I'm going to throw up the stat card and you guys can follow along, but the epic trait that we have for this weapon is called Whirlwind, which is a fast cycling auto burst that increases recoil. The common trait that we have for this weapon is called Focus, and that is reduced idle sway while aiming down sights. And you do notice that when you're aiming down sights, this weapon has basically no idle sway, which honestly the base didn't have a whole ton of idle sway, but this weapon is ridiculous. Like, it doesn't move at all. It's ridiculously accurate, but when you start firing, it does have that increased recoil. And before we go any farther, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys a recoil wall plot test, and you guys can just get the feel for it right away, just this weapon compared to the base. I've got both of them in this clip, so I'm going to play the clip, and I'm also going to cut off my commentary right now just so you can hear the difference in how fast they fire, because really they don't fire that differently. They both fire very, very similarly. There's not a huge difference, so I'll throw up that clip right now, and I'll get back to you in just a second. So I think that wall test fire rate footage speaks for itself. The Hailstorm Thunder is a little less accurate and it fires a little teeny weeny bit faster. It's not that noticeable how fast you fire this weapon, but you will notice the recoil going up at longer ranges. That wall plot was at a medium range. When you get out to long range, you're going to start to struggle with this weapon, with this variant, which sucks because the standard Hailstorm is really great at long range. This is the pistol that is built for long range, I feel, in this game. It's just really great at knocking people down because it has a good damage over range, and it is a little bit slower, so you are going to get outperformed at close ranges. That's where this Hailstorm Thunder comes in with the Whirlwind trait. The Whirlwind trait lets you auto burst this weapon. That's auto burst straight out of Black Ops 3. Rather than trying to learn the very inconsistent timing of the burst delay on this weapon, you can just hold down the trigger and let it do its work. So this weapon is really great at close range, and it's really great akimbo. When you're trying to do the I have no idea what I'm doing challenge, you're trying to use this thing akimbo, things can get pretty difficult, because when you're trying to use a burst fire weapon, for one, it's really difficult to do that with akimbo. It's really difficult to do that at close ranges. When you have the fully automatic burst, it makes it a lot easier. It's going to make this weapon really great at close range, and of course the increased fire rate makes it pretty good at close range as well. Focus doesn't really do a whole lot for you at close range. Focus would be better on a slower firing, more accurate pistol. So like the base, if the base had focus, it would be great, but this weapon doesn't make much use of focus. It does do its job in that it is a little less accurate, a little faster firing, and it's going to be very, very easy to use when you're in close ranges. But like I said, if you want to get some long shots with this pistol, which I really feel is what the Hailstorm is all about in this game, you're not going to want to use this variant. But all in all, guys, is this weapon worth 4K salvage if you did not get it through the loyalty program from playing Black Ops 3? Definitely not. Do not spend 4,000 salvage on this weapon. It's totally not worth it. It's just not. It's basically right on par with the standard Hailstorm. It's like a different version of the Hailstorm. It's like a perfect variant. It's not better, it's not worse, it's perfectly equal. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.